Hello everyone, this is Vicky StitchNButton. Today is Wednesday, May 31st, and this is my Flosstube number 134. I've got some stuff to show. I pulled out stuff that I stitched on, and I'm like, but I feel like I stitched more. But I think I just did a bunch of stitches on a couple of things. Plus then I forgot I got finishes. So there's that. I got finishes and an FFO. My first FFO from the year, and we just finished the 5th month, so I should have 5 of them done. So I'm like 4.5, well, 3.5 behind, because I had 2 finishes, 1 FFO, and 1 half FFO'd. And then my other one is on the way to be FFO'd. Close? Alright, so let's go with the FFO first. I finished Spells. This is by Lottie Da. It was in a Just Cross Stitch magazine, and I think it's on some, oh, words. Words are hard. The fabric. Silk Weaver. I think it's on a random Silk Weaver, because I can't think any place else where I would have got it. Anyway, use DMC. I added this little star and those beads, and then I decided, it's a little, whatever, it's fine, right? Because now I'm looking at it going, Anyway, I was going to paint this black, but then I decided to go with a polka dot, because it sort of looks like bubbles, right? And put that in the background, and then still put it on the brown. And then I added this little rusted witch piece up to the top. There's a craftfactory.com, I think it's called, and I had gotten a whole bunch of rusty pieces. You get packs of like 3 or 4 in a pack for pretty cheap, and I had bought a bunch. I have like, when I was looking through the box, I think I have witches, and I know I have ghosts and bats, and I had a basket, and I'm not sure what else I had. But when I was doing more prim stuff, I had bought them. But I thought it went well here. This board is from April of Homestead Needlework on Etsy. And Needlework with an E at the end. And I've put her info in my descriptions in the past. So, love the board. I thought it was perfect for it. I put this with... I used comic board backing. And then I put fleece on the comic board and put that over there. And I glued it on the back. I used Aleene's glue. For this back piece, I did not put the fleece. I just put it on comic board. And I threw the comic board on my Cricut to cut out the exact size that I needed. So, there we go. That one's ready to be hung up. Alright, what's next? I started FFOing another, and I'm not quite happy with it. So, I don't know. Changes need to be made. First of all, I had put glue, and I don't like the way it did that. So, I might need yet another backer or put something on the back of that. I'm not sure. But here is my guy. I did not fluff him up yet. I did add the bell, but I haven't fluffed him up yet because I haven't decided what to do. He's wonky. You see, it's kind of wonky. So, I'm thinking, once I figure out what to do with the back, maybe cover it again with the... I have more of this fabric, so maybe I should just cover it again and then just put the glue on here just to give it a... It's the same, it's the right size, so I'll just cover it again, right? And then I won't have that discoloration. And then I need to sew these together, but when I do that, I'm thinking maybe ruching something around the edges so you can't tell how wonky it actually is. And then that'll be an ornament. So, almost done FFO in that one. And then I have another finish. I started and finished this within 2 days. I've started, this is called Joy. It's from Rovaris, and it is in the 2018 Just Cross Stitch magazine. It's the Christmas ornament edition. And as you can see my little notes, I didn't use any of the called for threads. I use what I have dubbed my dead threads. They are not being made anymore. They're by a place that was called Free Spirit. So you didn't need a lot, so I just pulled whatever. And then on top of that, I had bought a box of the Etoile that had all the colors in it. So I kept that nearby. And the first day, I actually finished the J, the O, all this stuff over here. And then the next day, I just had to finish up the Y, the present, and the snowflake, right? I put it on some random fabric that was, I think it's 32 count random fabric. And here's how it turned out. I used Etoile for the snowflake, the ribbons. This is an Etoile, this blue, you can never see the sparkle from Etoile in the videos. But that's Etoile, and then the berries are a red Etoile. Just to give it a little bit of something. So I still need to FFO it, but I thought it was cute, and it's finished. So now I could throw away that working copy. Yay. Okay, I have more stitching that I did. Today I actually put yet a few more stitches in. I worked on my Waterhole Guardians. This is my hashtag Jemima's Fault. It's on 25 count. I'm doing 2 over 1/10 stitch. Artworks by Jan Patrick Krasny, and it's a Heaven Earth Designs chart, full coverage. I ended up working on it 3 times and doing a total of 874 10 stitches, which is 487 full stitches, right? I think, if my math goes math. And this is how far I've gotten. I actually have a picture on my phone. I think I'm going to try. I'll try to insert the picture here of the before and after, because I had the very first picture from when I started this month, and then this one, and that's where you can see the real difference. I know I put a bunch in here, and this is technically a page finish, because I think this is a partial page that comes up to like here. And that little tiny strip was a partial page. So, there's a mistake in here. I noticed when I was going over here that things weren't lining up. So what I've decided to do is I went back to here. You go back to your roots, right? This is right. This stuff is correct in here. It's when it gets over here, it starts getting weird. So I decided I'm going to until I figure out where it's at. I finished everything in here, and then I made sure I extra counted when I added it out from there, and I ended up doing up in here, and all that is correct. So I know all this is correct. So what I'll do is next time I go through, I'm going to go ahead and grab probably either this and move over, work that through, or I was thinking maybe go here and move over, make sure everything's correct, and then move my way down. And that way I know from everything on up is going to be correct, and then everything down here is flubbed one way or another, because there's no way I'm taking out all those stitches to figure it out. It's hard frogging 10 stitch or 1 over 1 stitch anyway. But it'll be done. This minder is from Live and Die LA. I don't know if she's still selling those ones. But I am done with this one for the month. It's the last day of the month anyway, but I'm done with it for now. But it's looking good. I've got a meerkat. I'm happy with it. And when I look at the before and after, I actually see the progress. This next one, I actually did a good bit of stitching on. I did a total of... I did more than that. I didn't write them all down. I did a total of 932 stitches on this next one. It is my Christmas mousse. It's a panicate. Oops. It's floppy. So this is Maurice. And my friend Janice is also doing this one, and she named hers Murray. So Maurice got some stitches in. Now this is the one I wanted to do what was equal to a thread length a day for the entire year of 2023. And depending on if that gets it done or not, then we'll go into 2024. So I have a calendar that I printed out on some scrapbook paper to make it fancy, because I have plenty of the paper. Anyway, so for every length I mark off a day, and if you see, I am well into February. So I had 2 days left in January when I started, so that's all those stitches brought me to there. So I'm happy with that. And he is looking good. This is on, I'm trying to think of the count, 32 count Murky from Picture This Plus. And it came with Ada, which was a brown, or a grayish brown, which was sort of this color. And I decided to go with Murky, and I was very happy with my decision because I like how it's looking. So here is Maurice. Maurice got a nostril and more of a snout put in and some shoulder. And then I decided to go ahead and move up in here. And I was stitching away, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to trust the process. And up close, this doesn't look like much, but when you do it like this, I'm like, oh, there's the side of the roof. It's the building. So this is the rightmost portion minus some back stitching that goes for twigs. And I was able to get all this filled in. I think there's a couple stitches missing, but they're not quite stitches. It's beads that go in there. So I am almost done this antler. So when I go back to him, I probably will go and probably finish off the antler and then put in the back stitching. And that way, that whole side will be done. And I'll be happy with that. And we'll go back to filling in his face and starting on this other side, this other antler over here in his other ear. The ear is massive. It's like 1,000 stitches or something just in itself. But I'm happy with how Maurice is looking. This needle minder is available in my Facebook group. All right. Like I said, I didn't do, I don't know, I just feel like I should have had more to show. I have more to show, but I probably took, I don't know, did I take any days off from stitching too? There might have been a day or two. Let's see. You tell me if you think I got enough stitches in. All right, the next one is this one. It's called Clean Dishes. It's from Dames of the Needle. And it says, Scary Cat, Salem Witches, need a spell to clean my dishes. I don't even have this in a project bag. I'm just doing it in 310. I'm stitching it on 32 count Mayflower Gray from Dames of the Needle. And this is what it looked like. All right, let's hold this baby back up. Try to get that. All right, that's what it looks like. Basically what I've done, the only thing I had in here was need A, the bat, the witch, and I think the word spell minus 1L. So I did the fish, the word 2, that little motif, and then the rest is the smoke from the tea and the bowl. And that was like 500 stitches. It was a good amount of stitches. It's deceptive how many stitches that actually was. And like I said, it's only 310, so it was a pretty easy stitch. I'm thinking I should probably get it done this year. This is one that I remember when I keep on saying there's some I should get done. This is one I could probably get done. So yeah, I just have my working copy in here. And I haven't given it a project bag. I think because I know it's not going to languish too long, I'm comfortable with just putting it right in here. Ta-da! Next up, I finished my May portion for Guardians of Notre Dame. This is by Ingleside Imaginarium, and I'm doing a portion a month, and then December is going to be the center, since I had already had that one done when I decided to break it up into 12. This is being stitched on 32 count fabric from Victoria Motto Sampler, and here is where I'm at. So I was doing a prompt and I needed like 50 something stitches, so I just went into the next month a little bit, because tomorrow is June anyway, it's not a big deal. I just wanted to finish the prompt, and I had even counted all the back stitch, so I just needed the few more stitches to finish. And that's where it stops at for this month. I'll pick it up in probably a week or two, I don't know, to do June, but it looks so good. I'm really happy with the way it's looking on this fabric. This needle minder is available on my Facebook group. All right. And then I have this one. This one I did a good amount of stitches on over 2 nights. I did 671 stitches in 2 nights, and that is on Potions and Spells. I started this one from last year. When did I start it? In November. Actually, in November of 2021. And I didn't work on it much last year at all. Maybe I put a couple stitches in. I don't know. And I had gotten a meager start on it anyway. I started this with Matt, NBC Stitcher, and Kate from Fickle Stitches. I think we had started this all that month. And I don't know why I just didn't pick it up. Well, I decided, you know what, I feel like stitching on it, and pulled it out the other day, put in 2 days worth. It is being stitched on 28 count Yorick, from YORICK, from Under the Sea fabric in Opal. And this is how far I've gotten. So I decided to work on the corner. I had this done, and I had this done. So I filled in the gray, brought the black down, did all this gray, the white. Gunner's got an itch. And then I did the green around here, did that, and all this gray. So the corner is pretty much done up in here, and I'm just working all the bits on down, because the page stops around here. I think somewhere around here. So I'm just trying to get that page done. And I'm happy with the way it's looking. It's turning out well on this fabric. I wasn't sure that the colors would pop. When I picked the fabric, I was kind of iffy, but I'm glad I went with it. I think there was a hashtag for this one, like Autumn Lane Witches or something like that, but I didn't write it down, and I don't remember. Alright, and then there's one more that I worked on, and that I'll be working on tonight. Matter of fact, I have to put it on. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, so now I remember what I did. So, I finished. This is Mill Hill Winter Wonderland. I finished all the full stitches on there. I think. I might find some as I go along. And I started the beading, and I had it on this. Now, when I had it on this, I was stitching in the ditch for the full stitches, right? When I decided to bead, I brought it to put it on top, because it makes it a little bit easier, because some of them you have to do the X. I go through the bead twice. So I did that. But then it was getting on my nerves, so I just ended up taking it totally off the frame and stitching in hand. It just makes it go a lot faster. I ended up doing over 200 stitches, full stitches, and then I've put in 317 beads so far. The beads I've done are, I gotta feel around too. So it's here, across the top, here, and then I came over in this and started just working my way down. I've even gotten some bugle beads in there, and these ones, and these. There's a cluster of beads that there's a certain way to do it. I think you do two beads on the string, go up, put 2 beads on, go down, and then you come up another corner, put 3 beads on, and then go down and put the 3 beads between the 2 beads that you had already crisscrossed. And I forget exactly what they called that. but it's a cluster of beads that you put in the center of the circles. So I'll be working on this tonight to get more of that finished. Get this one out of the way. I started counting the beads separately just because I'm kind of curious as to how many beads total it's going to be. It's going to be a lot. I know that. So that is going to be stitched tonight. I think I don't know where it is. Oh, it's over here. Here. I'll tell you what that cluster of beads is called. It's called a 5-bead knot. And that's what I mean by you put the 2 on and go across, and then you come up and put 3 on and go down there, and you squeeze them in between the 2. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. Oh my goodness, so sorry. I mean, I slept. I don't know why I'm yawning. Maybe I'm boring myself. Who knows? Next. Next, I said I wanted to start showing you older cross-stitch designs that are still very stitchable, pretty. And instead of actually pulling a chart, I pulled a magazine. It is the January-February 2011 magazine. And these I have tags in. So I wanted to show you what I tagged that are all possibilities. This Eden pillow, it's really pretty. I really like that. And that is by, I'll tell you in a moment. Beth Russell of Beth Russell Needlepoint, it's called. And then there's another one that I have here. It's called Winter at Beacon House. And that's from Praiseworthy Stitches. I really like this one. Then I have marked off this Mardi Gras mask. Thought that was pretty. These are all, you know, you go through the magazine and then you mark them all off and decide later if you're actually going to stitch it. That is a design by Sharon Pope, which I think is an on-hand designer for the magazine. She has plenty of them in there. I've marked off all the vermilion pillows that they've had. I do like this one. This would be a possibility to stitch. It is by Donna Ciampa, vermilion, and this one's called Frosty Woodland Pillow. I have finished one pillow, which was the lemons, limes, and more, and I have the grapes that I've worked on this year so far. So vermilion stitcheries in there. There are a few that I don't have marked off in here, but might be somebody else's cup of tea. This is Tea Time. And let's see who that's by. Gail Busey. They have, by Sharon Pope, these Serenity Spa Towel Trio. If you had some towels you wanted a design on. I don't do towels. I've done a towel, but I don't do towels anymore. There is Winter Wind Sampler. Blow, blow, thou winter wind. This life is most jolly. There's that one. And that is by Plum Street Samplers. So if there's a Plum Street that you didn't know about, that might be one of them. Paulette Stewart. There is Sunshine and Shadows, done in Silken Colors, and it's by Carol Emmer of Carol Emmer Designs. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see the shadows. It's cool if you like samplers. I Apparently that's a line by Helen Keller, by the way. Winter Stroll. This one is a Sharon Pope seasonal landscape. Winter Stroll. Cross Point Designs, Hearts and Diamonds. It's a lot of black work. Janice Lockhart is the designer. We've got Fresh Thread Studio. This is January and February installation of these. I'm assuming the other ones were in later magazines, and they are January and February from Mod Podge. So it's drinks, I'm assuming. Cocktails. And that's all that I see in here for now. If you like some of these in here, I don't know if you can look for the designs individually by the designer. Maybe you can just find the magazine. January, February 2011 of Just Cross Stitch magazine. All right, not much left. Not taking too long. I had some purchases. I received a package, my purple package. I had ordered some DMC and a chart from Sammy J of Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. Now, I had some of these trays. I got rid of them. I decided I didn't want to do trays, but I do like the cross-stitch tray. So, it's not that I don't like the trays. I just didn't want to do all the holidays, but I think the cross-stitch tray is cute. So, if I'm going to do a tray, that would be the one. And there's a few of my friends that actually bought that one, so maybe we'll do a start on. It's from Madame Chantilly. And then I received a package from the Whole Stitch and Caboodle, because I like to spread the love. And I received fresh lemonade from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And Puffin Party from Hands On Design. Polar Bear Peak. I was going to say plunge, but she threw me off. Polar Bear Peak from Hands On Design. And then a freebie. I think I've had this freebie before. So I might put it in a giveaway package. It's called Bird and Flower, and it is by Chessie and me. Bird and Flower. And then I received a package from Karen and Bren from Fox and Rabbit. 36 count hog bristle linen. I've been looking for that, and I talked to them personally about it because we're friends. So I got that. And then my fabric of the month came from Grace Notes, and this is the May fabric. I changed to 40 count, and I get the colors, the mix of them. And this is Arpeggio. Arpeggio. It is, yeah, it's an aqua to a green to a brownish color. Which, in looking at it like this, it looks like it could be from, like, the beach would be back here, and then it gets dark and then real clear. It's kind of cool. So this isn't going to work for the one that I wanted, that I need 40 count for, but we'll see what next one brings, because maybe I can, it's for that Moonlight Sampler. It's not going to work for Moonlight Sampler, but I still like it. And then, I don't know, I don't remember saying, but I did get a Nerge, and I like it. I've used it a few times. It's narrower this way, so I don't mind. I usually stitch in the ditch, which means I put my fabric on the back. I don't mind it being the other way, because I have so much more to work with, really. You're going to have to wait. I don't need to hear the whining. This is the no whining zone, okay? So you just sit down and hold your pulse. Anyway, so I do like the Nerge, and this is the large. I think I want to get the next one down too. And then I made a purchase from That's So Kelly. I got this little set. Get out of here. From her. So, I ended up getting this chart with it. Love to stitch. And I got, I forget what the set is called. I'm so horrible. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Sorry. Hold, please. It is... No. Oh my goodness, sorry guys. It's not quite that either. It was a set, and I'm not sure. It's a Bitsy Deluxe Keep. That's why. Okay, so it's the Love to Stitch Deluxe Reusable Keep Set and Chart Bundle. Okay. I don't even know what I don't know. I saw it. I liked it. I bought it. So it came with the chart. And then it came with this, and you can hold your threads on here, right? On the back, it's so you can use Sharpie and then wipe it off with alcohol. So you could write the numbers on the back. This is for your little orts. And this is a magnet. It says stitch every day. And then she also threw this in. It's a reusable thread keep. Measuring on the side. And then again, you can see how it's shiny. You can write on the back. And then it also came with these 3 bag tags. And they say stitch. I think every one of them says the same thing. And then you can write on the back. See how shiny? You can write on the back what your project is. And I thought it was a reasonable price, so I went ahead and bought it. And if nothing else, go to the website and sign up for the newsletter, because she has freebies for the newsletter people. So that's even better, freebies. She had a cute freebie on there the other day that I downloaded. Put this back in here. All right. So that's So Kelly. I will put that information in the description box below. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, she also gave me a permanent marker so I could write all that stuff onto that stuff and then wipe it off with alcohol. Look at there. All right. As far as anything else, it's been pretty boring, which is good. I don't mind boring. When I say boring, meaning no big life-changing, no big giant issues. Past couple of days I've been sort of meh. Not because of anything, like, bad. Just sometimes you just need to slow down. And I think I just put myself in neutral for a couple of days, and I'm okay with that. Tonight, I will be uploading this video. I will be stitching on my mill hill, and I will be pulling out my beading stuff, because I did finish a small batch of bags, and once I finished those, that's when I sort of went into what do I do next, because I still have project rolls to do, which means I have some ironing to do so I can pin it together, so I can sew it together. But I don't feel like quite doing that right now, so I think what I'm going to do, instead of being stagnant and putting it off, I will pull out the beading and I have to do a scissor fob for someone that ordered it. Plus, I have a new product I'm working on that I got stuff in for to make it possible. And I have to do the zipper pulls for the bags that I've just finished. So I would be at least pulling out the beads, if nothing else, starting to bead tonight. And then more beading, because I'll be beading on my... It's going to be a beady type of night here at my house. I need to go have some more coffee. And apparently, I need to take the dog out. Because Maybe he was thirsty earlier and needs to get rid of that. So I hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.